Today's episode of SuperMegaCast is brought to you by PayPal Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. But did you know it takes only a few seconds to get it? That means if you go and add it to your laptop or iPhone right now, you could be done before this ad read is even over. That's right, it's that easy. I use Honey on my iPhone, I use it on all the computers I have. I have about 17,000 computers, I use it on all of them, and it's wonderful. Getting Honey seriously only takes a few seconds, and by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show. Get PayPal Honey for free at joinhoney.com/megacast. That's joinhoney.com/megacast. Whether you're searching for the latest sneaker drop, that iconic handbag, a timeless watch, or your next piece of classic jewelry, eBay authenticators are there verifying every detail of your purchase. Yup, we're talking every inch, stitch, tick, facet, and clasp that make the piece you're searching for worthy of your collection. eBay's authenticators are experts in their craft, true connoisseurs. And as leaders in their fields, they're making sure your items always arrive as authentic as your style. So go ahead, get that piece you've always wanted, and leave it up to the meticulous eyes of an eBay authenticator to make sure that watch movement is original, that glimmer is real gold, that rare sneaker is legit, or that handbag is really made of genuine leather and never get faked over again. In a world full of fakes, it's time to get real with eBay Authenticity Guarantee. Because everyone deserves real. Visit ebay.com for terms.
Well, here you are again. It's another episode of the SuperMegaCast with me, Ryan McGee, and my bestest friend in the whole wide world,
Matthew Watson.
That's right. Or Matt Watson.
Either or, you know.
Matthew is something that I think people say when they want you to take them seriously in the moment.
Yeah, Matthew is more of a
signal.
Serious, like, hey, something is serious right now. That's what my mom would say when I was in trouble. Would be Matthew.
Yep.
You know, but when she's, feeling festive with me, it's just Matt, But yeah, welcome to SuperMegaCast, everybody. You're probably wondering, frick, how many of these how many are they gonna make?
Well, we enjoy doing the podcast.
I love doing it.
We like talking back and forth. It's been a staple of the channel since its start.
Exactly.
So,
well, actually, technically, not since its start.
No.
We started the podcast a bit after we started the channel.
But
it was like
in the same year.
Yeah. Because we wanted to do like a weekly podcast, and
some weeks we'd be off. We'd go like a couple weeks without uploading one.
We
remember when we had a more kind of loose upload schedule for our podcast.
We actually, I remember, we went a long time without the podcast. Actually, We ended it.
Yeah, we tried to
I forgot.
Start the talking show.
Yeah, we ended the podcast for a while.
With special guests Frank Javc and Barry Kramer.
That's right, I remember that. And then we came back after a while and like rejuvenated the Super... Let me see if I can find the last, like when we thought that it was the last episode of Super Megacast. Because I totally forgot. We were just like, yeah, it's done. And then lo and behold, we came back and look at us now, baby.
Episode 300.
1 million episodes.
60-something, right? 50-something? 60-something at this point, right?
350 something.
We haven't even broken.
Sorry, dude, not 360 yet.
Dude, when episode 360 comes, can we do a special Remembering the Xbox 360 episode?
Of course,
Even though this podcast has nothing to do with gaming.
Yes, it
I
does.
had a 360.
I didn't. Dude, don't laugh at me, man.
Now, some of the greatest nostalgic games came out on the 360. Halo 3, Gears of War.
Viva Pinata?
A lot of people did like that. It was made by Rare.
Oh, that was by Rare?
Mm-hmm. Who right now is doing Sea of Thieves and has just announced, I don't know, did you ever play Monkey Island? Mystery or whatever that's called? Like, it's an old point-and-click pirate adventure game.
Monkey Island? No, that sounds right up our alley, though.
But Lucasfilms has the rights to it, and now they're, much how Disney collaborated with Sea of Thieves and did the whole, like, Pirates of the Caribbean and Sea of Thieves. Now they're doing Monkey Island in Sea of Thieves, which I think is going to help bring me back to the game, because that means hopefully some monkey figureheads for my boat, some monkey sails. They don't have anything like monkey in the game besides like banana themed things.
That doesn't even count, man.
I mean, you can buy little monkeys, but I want like a monkey sail. I want a monkey figure, like a monkey that's just,
Imagine if you could have a little monkey helper.
Exactly. Well, they can't. You can have pets, like monkey pets. You have to buy them, though.
Can they do anything?
No, they don't help you out. They're actually pretty annoying, the pets, because they just make sound effects every like few seconds. Sometimes they fall asleep and you don't worry about them. But I feel like they also give away your position if you're like trying to be sneaky, like on an island and there's another enemy pirate, so to speak, and he sees your pet. He goes, I don't have a monkey. Where's this monkey?
Could he kill it or take it?
No, I mean he can pick it up.
Dude,
but it'll always spawn near you. You can't you can shoot them out of cannons and they'll just spawn back on the boat and stuff. You and I need to play. There's a lot. It's a fun sandbox game.
So our like understanding of pirates or like what we think of pirates, it's obviously skewed by like pop culture over the years.
Peter Pan, Sea of Thieves.
Like we have a more vibrant, fun image of pirates than I'm sure what it really was like. I'm sure they didn't like look as piratey. They probably were just more like tattered in rags and just on like a ship and just brutal.
Pirates of the Caribbean probably got them in terms of their dress down a little bit, maybe.
The eyeliner, the jewelry.
Well, not Jack Sparrow.
The rest of them, yeah.
The subordinate pirates.
But, it makes like, did they ever actually have monkeys as pets or parrots as pets? Because pirates are so associated with having like a monkey or a parrot.
I don't know.
And it's just like, first of all, I feel like having a monkey as a pet, as kick-ass as it seems, would be actually really excruciating and would suck, especially out on the open seas.
Well, I'm going to look it up right now.
Imagine having to deal with a fucking little monkey while you're out in the middle of the ocean. It would be bored. It would be playing with shit. I'd probably I just want to throw that little sucker over the edge so many times.
Did pirates have monkeys as
also
pets?
But I guess to get a monkey, they would have to go pillage somewhere where there were monkeys to begin with, and then
probably
catch
selling monkeys in cages, or get this exotic monkey. I don't know.
Why don't they do that here in America?
Here we go. It is possible that some pirates may have had monkeys as pets, but there is no definitive evidence or record of this being a widespread practice among pirates. Monkeys were not commonly found in the regions where pirates operated, and even if they were, they would not have been practical for pirates to keep on board their ships due to their need for specific diets and care. Additionally, pirates were more likely to keep animals that served a practical purpose, such as cats, dogs, or birds, for hunting and companionship. So birds, yes. Dogs, yes. Cats, yeah. Just not the monkey thing, which is a standout character trait for Barbossa. He has Jack the monkey.
They got their little monkey.
Not you, Jack.
Right.
Your name's a monkey, Jack.
If I was a pirate, I'd have a gorilla.
We are the pirates, what, of the Caribbean? Remember that?
Yeah, I do. Was that fucking not disaster movie?
A little earlier.
Epic movie?
Yep.
Epic movie?
Yeah.
Dude, epic movie.
We are the pirates.
What, of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
so good.
I love that movie. I saw
the
it.
white bitch.
Yep.
Kevin Hart's in Epic movie.
We need to sit down.
He plays the albino church dude that they're making fun of.
Oh, that's right.
The Da Vinci Code.
Yeah. We need to sit down and watch all of those movies back to back in one day.
We need
Epic
to watch
movie,
some
disaster movie.
Mandoon.
Meet the Spartans and
the main actor who plays the protagonist in Meet the Spartans is the protagonist in Crod Mandoon, The Flaming Sword of Fire.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Now I watched Meet the Spartans with them last year, and it was quite a fantastic movie, actually. Great piece of cinema.
I love how they use the same, like Britney, the actress who plays Britney Spears. They use her just throughout the whole fucking movie. They also reuse a lot of actors. Just you can tell it's. What's surprising to me is something of like this quality made it into theaters. It was a big thing, and like a lot of people showed up. Like Vampires Suck. Epic movie, that shit.
Okay, so I was on Amazon Video recently, and I watched the trailer for Vampires Suck, and then it recommended other movies, and I found another Twilight parody movie that looks 10 times worse than Vampires Suck.
There's this really bad parody movie. Have you seen the trailer? It stars that girl from Cory in the House, the like foreign chick. She plays the foreign chick. It's the Hunger Games parody. It's called The Hungry Games.
Yes. I have seen that. I've seen the trailer for it. Dude, we gotta watch all of these.
How is something like that low quality? Like, it's like one thing. I don't know. I guess, of course, it's like there's no passion behind these projects, obviously. But
what the fuck are you talking about? The Hungry Games? That was a passion project.
But just like all the creativity seems to go on in the writer's room where they're like, what if Katniss said this?
Why are you putting air quotes when you say creativity?
Because Jason Freudberg and whatever the fuck their names are. You know exactly the boys I'm talking about. They're the people who helped do
From Scary Movie?
Yeah, from the guys who brought you Scary Movie.
From 2 of the 5 writers of Scary Movie.
From the sick, twisted minds that brought you Scary Movie.
From the sick, fucking demented minds.
If we ever make a movie, it's like from the demented minds of Matt Watson and Ryan McGee, but like it's played off seriously from the sick, twisted, demented, uncontrollable, enthusiastic
from the
mind.
disturbed, gross, fucking sick, disgusting minds of Matt Watson.
I like how like that's for certain directors that is a point of interest. It's like, yeah, I'm sick.
Oh, I'm sick, baby.
I'm nasty. I'm sick, nasty, baby.
From the sexually perverted mind.
Well, who's that fucking director who did Nymphomaniac Part 1?
I know who you're
2?
talking about. It's like, yeah, I'm fucked up.
He did Antichrist. He works with a lot of like big actors, and he is when it's one of his movies. The least you can say right is that it is directed. It is someone's vision,
Right.
Whether that is the type of film. Like I think he also did the house that Jack built.
The Jack the Ripper one?
It's not even about. No, it's not about Jack the Ripper, but.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, it's about this dude in like modern day. He's played by. Did you ever see Herbie Fully Loaded? Do you know the
It's not the movie I was
Do you know
expecting.
the antagonist in that movie? His name is
I haven't seen the movie, actually.
something. Okay,
Unfortunately.
I'm trying to remember this actor's name. It's an actor that you wouldn't really suspect to be in this role because you're like, damn, you're alienating like a lot of people with this role because the whole thing is like him killing people over time. And
Right.
like, this is how I became a serial killer. And I loved it. And his final kill is like lining 25 people up and killing them all with a single bullet.
That's got to be a strong-ass gun.
It's a rifle.
I don't think even with a rifle you could kill 25 people with one bullet.
So go watch the movie and find out.
You're talking like line up and then it's like headshot through 25 people at once?
From the side of their head. Yeah, they're all lined up. I mean, maybe not 20. Maybe it's like 10 people.
Still, I don't know if you could get past 2 or 3.
I mean, bone. Yeah,
Bone and brain. I mean, it slows it down.
A good significant amount. Maybe he has like a special bullet.
It's a special
It's
little
a
bullet.
special bullet.
This is my magic bullet. Mama
Forrest
said it
Gump
would
as
shoot
a
through
serial
25
killer.
different heads.
Kidnapping. I guess it's just like, I mean, the movie, a reason it got a lot of hate was not just its subject matter and its like brutality in that aspect, because one you could argue is like you expect that in a movie, but it had a lot of like violence at children, like just shots of him like sniping a child
Oh, damn.
and shit like that. So it's,
Jeez.
I've never seen it. I started to watch it and then I was like, not in the mood, not what I'm
Not feeling this one.
I probably threw on Lilo and Stitch afterwards to help cleanse the palate.
The live-action remake?
Well, it's not out yet. We don't even know what Stitch looks like.
Oh.
Now, do you think they're going to have... Do you think it's possible, regardless of how decent they do with the design of Stitch, for there not to be backlash?
No.
I think regardless, there's going to be backlash, because is there really a way to do that design justice in a live-action setting?
No.
Like, how are they going to do... Like, how is The Rock going to play Maui? Because Maui, as a character, like, think of character design. He's, like, made big and wide and almost, like, unrealistic for, like, a reason.
Moana's
right?
also such a recent movie. I don't understand. Why don't they
all
just
the
make
Disney classics, baby?
Why don't they make a sequel to Moana that's animated? I would love a sequel to Moana.
I would much rather that.
That's a great movie. I love
I'm
Moana.
sure they're going to have a sequel. They just probably focused on that Frozen 3 thing for a bit.
It's bizarre. Anyway,
Which Frozen had 3 fucking movies, which is right. It has 3, or is it only 2?
I don't think
I
Frozen...
thought there was a
They
third
announced Frozen 3.
Oh, okay.
It's not... They also announced Toy Story 6.
What?
Yeah.
5? Okay.
I liked 5, honestly.
5 doesn't exist.
Really?
4. It goes up to 4 right now.
Sorry, I liked 4. Okay, they announced Toy Story 5.
Yeah, people didn't like 4. I
thought 4 was good.
I think I preferred it to 3. Maybe no. I'd have to watch it again. I think the reason I liked it,
I thought it was decent.
Toy Story 4 so much was because going into it, I heard a lot of bad shit, and I watched it, and I was like, it's not offensive in any way.
Fun,
It is that thing of like the story doesn't need to continue. They've had multiple decent endpoints, and it's kind of, I guess, for fans and like the nostalgia, it's like cool to like revisit, but it also kind of hurts. Does it though? So I was about to say it like hurts the longevity of the brand doing this, but I don't. Toy Story is one of those things where it's just toys. They're just selling toys. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like, is it?
I don't know if it hurts the longevity. I think that like because the original first 2 movies will always be so classic.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that there's like an aspect where it's like if they had just stopped at 2 movies, Toy Story would just be a brand that you look back on and you're like, fuck, that was
some good
legendary.
movies.
But the fact that they continue it, I mean, it does.
They could have gotten away with just ending it at 3 too.
It makes the brand more stale and I think lose a little bit of charm because it's being milked.
Yeah.
Anytime you milk something, it loses its charm a little bit. But I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day, the first 2 movies are so good that they'll always stand on their own. But
yeah. It seems like they're giving a limping dog a push.
Yeah. There was no need for 3 or 4. And 5. There's going to be no need for 5.
No.
Buzz wasn't even really in 4.
Like the weird thing is that 3 ends on a good end point of like they go to a new kid. They like people are in their like the people at the daycare, like they figure that whole story out. Things are all settled. Everything's good. And the toys have found a new purpose, and it's like it's a purpose that is not relatable. It's a purpose that you could see in your imagination it going on forever. Like
right.
Them going to the next kid.
It's
and then
the end
kid.
of the original arc, and then it's like the rest is up for your own interpretation.
Yeah.
And I liked that.
Yes.
And
then 4 has another kind of big finality to it of like, I'm not just gonna be, I don't want to just be a toy. I want to have my own life.
Right.
And they have that whole like separation point. I guess it's looking back, it's gonna feel less like these movies wanted to make an impact and more like, oh, what's the Toy Story story of this one? It's like more episodic. Like the villain of the week. Who's the villain of the week in Toy Story? Who's going to be the villain in Toy Story 5 or 6? It's just going to be like, who's the new toys? It's like you're going to want to see the new toys. It's not about kind of like the characters anymore because there's really no need for any more character growth or characterization, and they continue to try to come up with excuses for
it's
there
also,
to be more.
I feel like when they were making Pixar movies back in the late 90s and early 2000s, there was not, I feel like it really was more about like creating a good movie. And now it's really mainly also about marketability and making toys, you know, stuff like that. So when they make Toy Story characters, it's like, what's going to be the best toy we can like sell in stores as well? So you kind of just get a lot of characters and stuff produced just to make like a more like, what's the next Minions?
Cars was a big one for Pixar in terms of like the realization of the toy thing. I mean, of course, Toy Story because it's literally toys.
Yeah.
But I remember there being a lot of articles about like how Cars really shaped the monetization of like products and stuff off of movies for Disney.
Oh,
in terms of,
yeah.
like how aggressive they became.
Like I bet I have not been in the toy aisle in quite some time, except for when we took Justin to Target and we had to chase him and pull him out of it.
Yes.
Recently. But basically, I guarantee if I went down the toy aisle right now, I could find probably 5 to 10 different Cars products. You know,
Hey, it's Lightning McQueen, baby.
it's like I
They
bet
still
I could,
got them on like little lawn chairs and shit.
which
Shirts.
is actually pretty nuts considering how old the movie Cars is, and it still has such an impact on like the toy market.
Well, they made 3 of them. And
That's
have you
right.
seen all 3?
No, I've only seen one. I don't really want to see 2 or 3. I know that 2 is your
fine.
favorite.
No.
What? You've always talked about how much you like Cars 2.
Yeah. 2, I've told this story a lot. 2, I remember because before that, I'm trying to remember when 2 came out. I was like probably in high school or college.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
But I remember going like, Pixar has not missed. And like, I have trust in them. I'm like, Cars 2.
They hadn't at that point.
Yeah, I'm like, Cars 2, like, I'm not excited for it because I never really cared about Cars 1 to begin with, even when I was younger. So I wasn't too, like, excited to go back into the universe and be with the characters. Right. But I remember just, like, thinking, being confident, like, they can't miss. They came up with, there had to be a good idea in the studio that stemmed them to want to do a story for a sequel.
John Lasseter, don't miss, baby.
But it was really just all to make more toys. And that's why they have like all the cars from the different regions and stuff. So they
go to Japan.
Yeah, of course.
They're spies now.
So it's very like obvious like what they're doing. And they tone it down in the third one. But like upon seeing the second one, I'm being in that theater and just going, damn, this sucks.
That's the worst feeling.
Pixar really like made a stinker. And Pixar has made
they've made a couple stinkers now.
I have to rewatch The Good Dinosaur. You like it, right?
I saw it once. I liked it. It seems like I might be one of the only people that has that opinion because most people just hated that one.
I don't really even see ever. It's like I don't ever see advertising.
It's probably
for,
like the most forgettable Pixar movie.
I don't see any toys or T-shirts,
which is surprising because you would think like, oh, dinosaur. You know, again, in the toy market for kids love dinosaurs.
And I like the setup. It's a good, like, it's the classic Pixar, like, what if this had more human characteristics and this had more animal, you know?
It's kind of the Ice Age plot a little bit, wasn't it? Where it's like he has to return the child to, like, human parents now?
Something like that.
I don't even remember, which, again, is part of the problem with that movie. But
well, like, the cave boy was a dog, essentially. That was the whole bit, was like the dinosaurs were the more humane people, right? They were like, sorry, they were the more humane ones. They had feelings and they expressed emotions and they could communicate, and we heard like full conversations, right, with them, so we understood them. We were put in from their perspective. And then with the boy, he's just like a. I think the joke is that he's a dog.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a rewatch.
So I guess it's a little. Like not an Old Yeller, but like a little boy and a dog story, you know, one of those classic.
It's
like,
Old Yeller.
A boy and his dog.
Remember the ending?
when he has to stomp on his head.
The kid.
He has to stomp and crush his head because he bit his mom.
Yeah. God, that book is sad. I read it in like 5th grade and cried my eyes out.
The movie's sad,
dude,
too.
In 5th grade, I had to read Old Yeller and I had to read Where the Red Fern Grows. So in 1 year of school, they made me read 2 books about dogs dying. And I'm like, why?
See, it's
in elementary school, why did they make me read 2 separate books that are just... I think both of those books would make me as a 27-year-old man cry now if I read them.
You didn't even get to read Sounder.
No, I didn't.
Or watch Sounder.
Is Sounder another one where a dog dies?
Yeah.
Funny name, though.
It focuses more on like the African-American experience.
Yo, we're not going to read that in South Carolina. So.
No, but Disney made a movie that because I was obsessed with watching dog movies and like reading books about dogs because I was trying to convince my dad, I want a beagle. Of course, it never amounted to anything, but it's just like, as a kid, you just want a little puppy or you want something. So I was reading a bunch of books that just had dogs in them. And I was buying movies that had dogs in them.
Had that dog in them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Sounder was one of them. And Sounder is one of, I think, I'd have to rewatch it again. But like growing up, like I didn't like watching Old Yeller. But Sounder was like a very emotional piece.
Such an interesting genre because it is a genre where the dog die movie genre.
Mm-hmm.
You have Marley and Me. You have My Dog Skip. You have Sounder, you have Old Yeller, you have Where the Red Fern Grows. It's a genre, the dog death genre, you know? It's like, hey, so our movie got greenlit. Oh, sick. Is it like a spy thriller? No, it's a movie where a dog dies. It's one of those.
Okay.
Makes everyone cry every time a dog dies.
It does. It just seals the deal.
What's the other? There's several more.
But it's not the dog scene in Sounder that like is super like.
Is it the sounding scene in Sounder?
No, I mean the dog dying, of course, is sad and makes you cry. But like the movie's point stays more towards like the family, in terms of like where you're emotionally connecting. It's like we're not just gonna kill a dog and like focus on. It's not like Marley and Me, right? Where like the whole point is just to get to the dog death scene and be sad. You know what I mean? Like Sounder had more of a point, but
Right.
the scene that got me to cry as a kid was the father was like wrongfully arrested for something, and the mom bakes him a cake like with like a lot of love, like is so excited, bakes him a cake. She gets the son to go take it down to the jail cell for the dad, and the cop's like, "You're not allowed to bring cakes in here." He's like, "Well, but we're allowed to." He's like, "We're gonna have to check it," and he just digs into the cake with his hands and is like, "Yep," looks and like just ruins the cake, and he has to hand the cake to his dad
All messed up.
all
That's
messed up and
devastating.
crumpled. Yeah, I just remember that scene effect. I was like, "Damn, racism is pretty bad." I was like, "This is unfair.
That's what did it, man.
This is not nice."
That's what brought you over to the light side.
Yeah. Before that, you know, I was
You're
I was
pretty
like,
racist.
yeah.
You were pretty racist. And you saw that cake scene in Sounder and you went, oh, wait a second.
That saved me.
This racism stuff sucks.
I gotta stop this.
These ads don't suck, though.
No.
We're living in the future. You got digital services for everything. They make our lives easier. You can watch movies, you can order groceries, you know, bada bing, bada boom. With so much of our world digitized or automated, why stick to old school mailing and shipping? If you mail or ship often, let Stamps.com do the hard part for you. Simply print postage and shipping labels right from your home or office. It's ready to go in minutes, no long lines or complicated setup required. It's a post office in your office. Postage rates just increased again, but luckily Stamps.com has the best discounts in the entire industry. Listen to this. USPS and UPS, unbeatable rates up to 84% off, plus Stamps.com automatically tells you your cheapest and fastest shipping options. I recently started a website where I'm selling my teeth. And what better way to ship from my own home office than with Stamps.com? Now, I just yank one of my teeth out, put it in a package, and I get the best shipping rates possible from Stamps.com all at home. And how do I do it? Well, all I need is a computer and a printer. They even send you a free scale so you have everything you need to get started. And if you need a package pickup, you can easily schedule it through your Stamps.com dashboard. And if you sell products online, like me and my teeth, Stamps.com seamlessly connects with every major marketplace and shopping cart. Avoid the hassle and get started with Stamps.com today. Sign up with promo code SuperMega for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, plus free postage and a free digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, and enter code SuperMega. Today's episode of SuperMegaCast is brought to you by PayPal Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. But did you know it takes only a few seconds to get it? That means if you go and add it to your laptop or iPhone right now, you can be done before this ad read is even over. That's right, it's that easy. I use Honey on my iPhone, I use it on all the computers I have. I have about 17,000 computers, I use it on all of them, and it's wonderful. But why is it so wonderful? Let me tell you. It's wonderful because it's the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. Here's how it works. Imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. When you check out, the Honey button appears and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons it can find for that site, and if it finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop. It's that easy. I recently bought a pair of shoes online, a beautiful pair of stilettos for myself, just to walk around the house in. Honey saved me $18 on this pair of stilettos. Otherwise, I would have spent that money, but now that's money in my pocket that I can wear my baggy blue jeans and my stiletto heels. And did you know? Honey doesn't just work on desktop. It works on your iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. Getting Honey seriously only takes a few seconds. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show. Get PayPal Honey for free at joinhoney.com/megacast. That's joinhoney.com/megacast.
Oh, what's love got to do with it? What's love? A second-hand emotion. What love got to do with it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
You get the picture.
Yeah, well, welcome back, everyone. For those who are watching on Patreon, you know, it was just a quick little, like, nothing happened. Yeah.
No ads.
Yeah, but welcome back regardless of where you're watching this, how you're watching this, who you're watching this with.
Or when.
Or when,
If it's the year 2038, someone is watching this in 2038. Isn't that weird?
Maybe.
Like, just with this archive, you know, like, there will be someone in the year 2080 who goes back and listens to this podcast. And it's going to be very interesting, I imagine, someone in 2080 listening to our voices right now because of how much the world will have changed, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And hearing us speak from the reference point of 2023, they're probably like, wow, this is crazy, and this did not age well. This is cringe. This is cringe, dude.
Where am I? Huh? Am I in cringe-topia?
We're both probably dead if you're listening to this in 2080.
Oh, I thought you were saying 2030, and I was like, no.
No, maybe.
But
Who
in
knows?
2080, we're definitely dead.
Maybe not. Well, if we lived healthier lifestyles in our 20s, we might still be alive.
Yeah.
There might still be a fighting chance.
We could save ourselves in our 30s.
I'll be 84, and you'll be 85, 86.
Yeah.
But with our current lifestyles, we're not reaching 80.
No.
Unfortunately.
Which is fine, because I don't know if I want to be like
Geriatric.
decrepit, you know.
You don't want to just be one of those old people that just fucking sits in a chair all day and
No.
takes your pills and eats your Jell-O, and
No. That
Maybe-
sounds miserable.
it does.
It sounds like just existing because you're still alive.
It sounds miserable.
Which isn't a reason to because there's a lot of people where they're like older people who are in pain, and who there was actually a movement, I can't remember specifically where, but it was like for assisted suicide. For,
I think that was like Sweden or
for
Denmark.
people who are like terminally ill, or people who are old and dying and in pain. It allows them kind of like a more a better way to go out than just writhing in a bed until your last moments.
It's really controversial, but I mean, in those cases, I would support it.
There's a whole there's a little documentary about it, and I saw a scene from that documentary where it is like someone taking the stuff. They're like, okay.
They show it in the documentary in assisted suicide. Wow. I mean, yeah, if it's in those situations, like, I don't think it should just be available where anyone can be like, yeah, I'm gonna go do assisted suicide.
No.
If it meets like the criteria, like you're terminally ill and you're just going to basically bankrupt, or at least in America, bankrupt yourself and your family.
I mean, just think about
to
the
exist.
multitudes of elderly people that like that have grown old to the point where they're not like really there, and all they're experiencing is confusion and physical pain.
And everyone else
they
they know has already died.
Yeah, and everybody else they know is just like watching them suffer
Wither
through
away.
this,
Yeah,
and they're not able to recognize. It's just there are some sad instances where like people wouldn't have to like go through that, like the elderly, the sick, and the literally sick and twisted because of their limbs.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying they're mentally, they could be sick and twisted.
They could be. From the sick and twisted mind
of Ryan McGee and Matt Watson.
We'll just make a really fucked up movie about old people dying.
Yeah, but like, I think you and I, every now and then we'll like think about like, oh, death is scary, and like think about death in some general way or whatever. So, I don't think anyone wants to live to not recognize people around them, and not to be physically able to like even do anything. There's a lot of
that's the part for me.
You don't want to just be an empty vessel sitting in a chair.
Not being mobile.
Yeah,
like kind of also sucks, because it's like I can't really do anything. Also, you got to think about like you wouldn't even really recognize the world anymore.
I mean, there's also like a lot of like you see it in interviews or just like jokes and stuff, and they're usually played for laughs. There'll be like a video or like just a description of like an old person. It's like, yeah, I'm just waiting to die. It's like, how are you? It's like, I'm just waiting to die. I'm just still living for some reason. It's like they've expected. It's like, I've experienced like 90 plus years on this planet, and I've had my experiences.
I used to do Meals on Wheels with my mom when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. So I would, it's like we'd pick up the meals, and then we would
on wheels. The meals weren't, well, you were in a vehicle that had wheels.
Right, but the meals themselves didn't have wheels. But basically like we'd pick up the meals, and we'd have like a list of addresses around Charleston, and we would drive around and drop them off to elderly people, or like people that couldn't go to the grocery store. And God, I remember I always wanted one so bad because they smelled so good, and I was like, "Mom, can I please have one?" She's like, "No, they're not for you." But I still remember they make me hungry. Anyway, there was this one elderly woman who we would visit routinely on like the stop, and I still remember going to her house, and she would invite us in, and she was like one of the only people that we would actually go into her house and not just drop it off, because she was lonely and she lived by herself and she wanted to like talk, and I remember like spending a decent amount of time over there. I'm sure she's passed by now, but I remember one of the times she told my mom this. One of the times I wasn't there, but she told my mom one time that she
and
was
it
like,
stuck with your mom, obviously.
Yeah, she was like, I'm so ready to die. Like I'm ready just any day now to die. And my mom was like, really? And she's like, oh yeah. She's like, I don't have any purpose. Like everyone that I love, like all my friends have passed away. And at this point, like there's nothing else for me to do with my life. She's like, I've accepted. I'm just ready to die.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people do. I'm assuming that's like a peaceful mentality to kind of like a weird peace you probably come into, right, though? Like a weird acceptance. Like you're not scared of death. You kind of have this like acceptance where it's like, I welcome it now.
It ranges from person to person. There are some people, right, who are probably scared, like right before, they get a little anxious. But like usually your brain is flooded with so much shit. I doubt that you're really thinking of too much at the time of your death,
Yeah. I'll just smoke a little DMT, Go to the...
What a fucking way to go.
That'd be terrifying. That'd be absolutely terrifying. That's how I want to die. I want to rip a fat DMT rip and then get shot in the back of the head like 30 seconds later. Just
Maybe
so everyone
go in
knows.
slow motion for you.
Might be a cool way to die, honestly.
I would shot in the back of the head on DMT.
I'd see some Egyptian god with like 20 arms and then just blackness.
Well, you wouldn't see the blackness.
No.
You would just be non-existent.
Exactly. It would be like the certain finale to a certain famous television show.
Yes.
Simpsons.
Yeah. But it's kind of like, I guess that's the thing that I get anxious about is like I do kind of like, regardless of how, I'll have like bad weeks or months or, life comes at you fast sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
But like, it is like a fear to be like, I'm not experiencing, I'm not like taking in information and remembering things. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's nice to be mentally active regardless of what state you're in.
Mm-hmm.
I think looking out of it, like even like the sad moments, it's like, oh, it's nice to like feel every now and then. And it's healthy to let yourself feel. If any of you out there need a good cry, just listen to some Uncle Kracker and belt it out.
I love a good cry.
Every
now and then you gotta have a good cry, especially with some Uncle Kracker
or Ed Sheeran.
Oh, that'll do it for me every time.
Whatever music you need,
Shape of You by
whatever
Ed Sheeran.
movie it is. Sometimes it's just like good to like get out a cry regardless. Like I don't know.
Oh, it's fantastic, dude. I did that recently. No homo, but I let out a good cry and it was really fantastic. It's just like, I don't know, over time a lot of emotion builds up, and us as men aren't allowed to really express our emotions nowadays.
Well, they specifically outlawed it in 1966. 6 or 7, one of the two. Okay.
So sometimes when you're in closed doors, men don't cry around other people. That's pussy shit. But if you have like a nice closed off area, you let out a good cry every now and then. Don't tell anyone you did though.
No, because that would be embarrassing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because men don't cry.
They don't cry
unless it's
unless your sports team loses.
Yes.
God.
That's
one of the only legal times men are allowed to cry is if your football team loses.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of grown men do cry when their football team loses.
The sad thing is that's true.
It is. It is very true.
I feel like if you're a grown man, like in your 40s or 50s, and you cry when your football team loses, I feel like you're not really crying because I feel like there's a lot of deeper shit there, and the football team losing is just kind of like what pushes it over the edge emotionally.
Dude, there were grown men that cried the moment that like gay marriage became legal. Like that like that they just went like because from their minds they're like we are such at a depraved spot in society. I pray for everyone. America is fucked. We have fucked ourselves. We fucked ourselves by letting these people love each other.
The idea of a
Has nothing to do with me.
the idea of a grown man crying when gay marriage becomes legal.
It happened, though.
It's so fucking funny.
You know it happened.
No!
Yep.
That's so funny to me. I don't know why a grown man crying when his football team loses is so funny to me. Just throwing shit. No!
Well, it seems like, I guess from what I can gather, the Republicans got upset that gay marriage became legal and potentially cried because it would no longer, I guess, it used to be something they could use as an excuse with their little, like, side boyfriends to be like, I can't because it's illegal and I'm a politician.
Mm-hmm.
But now these boyfriends are expecting a little something.
They're expecting a little ring on that finger.
You said you loved me with all your heart. You butt fucked me with all your heart.
Mr. Senator Graham, you butt fucked me with all your heart.
And then, so once it became legal, it's like, oh, well, if you liked it.
Then it's just another affair.
We should have put a ring on it. It was a Beyonce reference.
Yeah. Senator Graham, if you liked it, you should have put a ring on it.
Senator Graham.
That's like the most commonly open secret one is Lindsey Graham. He is from South Carolina. Dude, we got 2 South Carolinians running for president. We got Tim Scott, who went and spoke at my high school when I was in high school and he got booed by everyone, and Nikki Haley.
Doesn't surprise me. Charleston's a very liberal town.
I went to
any liberal
an artistic high school.
If there are any liberal, I guess, like, if there was a liberal heat map of South Carolina, Columbia, Charleston, and I think probably Greenville, yeah. Greenville maybe, though.
Hey, and guess what? The SuperMega boys each came from one of those hot spots.
Yep.
Justin came from Greenville.
Well, I grew up in Irma.
You're close enough.
Yeah, it's the same.
You're in the greater Columbia
district.
Yeah, You're in the greater Columbia metropolis.
Exactly.
And I'm from good old Charleston.
Charleston, baby.
But yeah, Tim Scott. It was because
Charleston chew.
I love a good Charleston chew. I do, actually. Or a cowtail. I was talking to Luke about this. How like back in the candy from like the 1920s and shit was just so nasty. It was like, you remember like those dots on paper?
Yeah.
I've had those, and it's just like, because back then it was I guess just sugar was a luxury in of itself. So,
well, we still do that. Should we still do cotton candy?
I like cotton candy.
That's just sugar.
Yeah, but it's got a little flavor.
Yeah, it's got a fun texture.
Mm-hmm, where like those dots, it's like, here's sugar and water on a piece of paper. Candy. Where it's like back then candy was just fucking gross.
But now we got Skittles, Starburst,
Ring
Mentos,
Pops.
Ring Pops.
Love a good ring pop.
Pixie Dust, Sticks.
Pixie Dust is something different.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Jim got some more of it.
Really?
If you want some Pixie Dust.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Which drug is that a euphemism for? Cocaine?
I would have guessed cocaine.
I feel like it's heroin for some reason. But I swear, do you remember in school having to do presentation? Did you ever have to pick a drug and do a presentation on it?
What drug is known as Pixie Dust?
I feel like it's cocaine, but
I'm going to put Pixie. My vote is also for cocaine. Let's see. The drug that is known as Pixie Dust is actually a street name for a synthetic hallucinogen called 2C-B. It is a designer drug that produces psychedelic effects similar to LSD or MDMA and is often sold in powder or pill form.
I've heard of that drug.
The name Pixie Dust comes from its reputation for producing euphoric and magical experiences like those associated with fairy tales. However, 2C-B is illegal and can be dangerous if taken in high doses or in combination with other substances. Isn't that fun learning things?
Yeah, I didn't know.
What else do you want to learn about?
2C-B.
Ask me a question. If there's ever a question you wanted to know the answer to, now's the best time.
Angel dust. That's angel dust. That's cocaine, right?
Yeah.
Angel.
I don't know. Do you want me to ask it?
Yeah, ask it. What's angel dust?
What drug is known as angel dust? Fuck.
Angel dust might be heroin, dude. Angel dust might be heroin.
Well, we're about to figure it out. The drug that is known as angel dust is actually a street name for the drug phenylephrine, PCP.
Yeah. PCP.
Phencylidyne? I don't know.
I don't know how to. I have no idea.
It is a dissociative anesthetic that was originally used as a surgical anesthetic but was discontinued due to its severe side effects. PCP is a white crystalline powder that can be snorted, smoked, and ingested orally. It produces, I don't need
Dude.
You and I know enough about PCP.
Oh, we know a couple things about PCP.
Can I also take a shit?
Yeah.
Do we need to?
Wait.
Okay.
Real quick.
Yep. Real quick.
I was talking to this guy once at a party a couple years ago.
Not surprised.
Dude, come on. And he brought up, he casually was like, have you ever done PCP? And I was like, no, I've never done PC. No. And he was like, oh man, you should try it. And I was like, I don't really have any interest in trying PCP. And he's like, oh no, I like, it has a really bad rep. I casually do it all the time. And I was like, you casually do PCP? He's like, it has a really bad rep, but it's not bad. Like, you could just do it.
Sounds like a drug addict.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm not going to casually do PCP. So it's really wild hearing someone just casually advocate for just the everyday, just, use of PCP.
Well, if he saw the gallon of PCP sketch from The Whitest Kids You Know, he probably would have seen how goofy he looked.
That's exactly how he looked. Like, I had that experience basically in real life.
And I want the viewers to imagine the smells, the sounds of me taking a shit while you're listening to these ad reads.
That's right. Associate these ad reads with a big poo-poo.
This episode of the SuperMegaCast is brought to you by BetterHelp. Sometimes in life, we're faced with tough choices, and the path forward isn't always clear. Whether you're dealing with decisions around career, relationships, or anything else, therapy helps you stay connected to what you really want while you navigate life. Also, you can move forward with confidence and excitement. Trusting yourself to make decisions that align with your values is like anything. The more you practice it, the easier it gets. I know I was at a crossroads recently in life. New ice cream truck started coming by the neighborhood, and I started getting excited. It's a new song and everything. The truck's beautiful. The problem is they only serve 2 flavors, French vanilla and vanilla bean. With this ultimatum, it started to make me question, what values do I hold dear? Which vanilla do I consider better? And I don't know, I just got confused and it didn't sit well with me. Luckily, my therapist over at BetterHelp talked through the situation with me, and I was personally able to come to an understanding that it wasn't about the choice. It was my own judgments and perceptions on what I value. I was more so judging myself than really debating on which vanilla was better than the other, and it led to an unhealthy mindset. And thanks to my therapist, I can enjoy now all types of vanilla ice creams equally. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/SuperMega today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/SuperMega. This episode of the SuperMegaCast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place, all on your terms. Sell your products at an online store, whether you sell physical, digital, or service products. Squarespace has the tools you need to start selling online. You can also easily sell custom merch and create a passive income stream that engages your audience and scales your brand. Design, production, inventory, and shipping are all handled for you, saving you time and money. You can upload, organize, and access all your content from one place. With the new asset library, you're able to manage all your files from one central hub and use them across the Squarespace platform. Did I also mention their video collection? Host video content, organize your video library, and showcase your content on beautiful video pages and sell access to your videos with member areas. Matt and I love using Squarespace to make each other these fun little websites that we can visit just for a good little laugh. Matt and I always have the same competition. Who can make a better Breaking Bad fan website? And Squarespace makes it so that Matt and I can get our very unique visions across perfectly. Check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/super to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Whether you're searching for the latest sneaker drop, that iconic handbag, a timeless watch, or your next piece of classic jewelry, eBay authenticators are there verifying every detail of your purchase. Yup, we're talking every inch, stitch, tick, facet, and clasp that make the piece you're searching for worthy of your collection. eBay's authenticators are experts in their craft, true connoisseurs. And as leaders in their fields, they're making sure your items always arrive as authentic as your style. So go ahead, get that piece you've always wanted, and leave it up to the meticulous eyes of an eBay authenticator to make sure that watch movement is original, that glimmer is real gold, that rare sneaker is legit, or that handbag is really made of genuine leather and never get faked over again. In a world full of fakes, it's time to get real with eBay Authenticity Guarantee, because everyone deserves real. Visit ebay.com for terms.
All your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. No, I'm singing this to you.
Oh.
I don't want you to join in. I'm singing this as like an admiration thing for you.
Okay.
All of me, that's all you, your curves and all your edges, and your perfect imperfections. That's all. That's
Thank
what I
you.
do.
That was
Of
very
course.
sweet.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
That was just for you, buddy.
Nothing wrong with a bit of man love.
No, not at all. Especially
Or a
during,
lot of man love.
or a lot of man love.
Especially during
Pride Month. Yeah. Nothing wrong with a lot of man love.
No. Men deserve it.
Oh yeah. I watched a movie this weekend that was weird. So it's a new movie. Reality. It's the HBO movie with Sydney Sweeney.
Is that the one where she plays the person who like does the government?
Yeah, leaks
Thing.
the documents.
Yeah.
Really
That's my
weird.
Sydney Sweeney impression.
That's pretty good.
All right. Yeah, is there a problem? That's my Sydney Sweeney impression.
That was good.
Thank you.
That's how she is in the movie.
Yeah.
No, so the movie's weird because they did this whole thing where it's like they kept the pacing. Basically, it's like it's based on an FBI recording of when they like came to her house. With
Does she have a Bronco in the movie?
No.
This is my Bronco. Have you seen that video?
Mm-mm.
Showing off her Bronco? Okay,
I
never
haven't
mind.
seen it.
Sorry.
But basically, they come to the house and like what they do is they make the script the exact same shit as the FBI recording. So it has all the awkward pauses, all the beats. And like I see what they were trying to do. I don't think it really worked though. Because the movie literally just comes off as the pacing and everything is just too awkward.
Yeah.
It's too weird. Like I get that that's the point. That's what they were trying to do. But it still was just like, I felt really...
Does it seem like it's trying too hard to be awkward almost? Or does it just actually just feel awkward?
It actually feels awkward. And I know, but that was the purpose because it's following beat for beat.
But
like
does it feel appropriately awkward in the way that it was trying to be? Or does it feel awkward unintentionally? Like, of course, it's trying to be awkward. But there's like... How do I explain this?
I just don't think it worked,
Okay.
in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
Don't crucify me for my opinion on the movie Reality. I didn't think it was a horrible movie. Like it was all right, but it was just like some of the editing I just couldn't take seriously because whenever they say something that's classified in the recording where it's like it couldn't be there, the person vanishes out of thin air and like a computer glitch and then reappears. So when they say like the name of something that's classified, she'll be like, is this in relation to disappear out of thin air and then reappear? And they keep doing that. And I thought that I was like,
That sounds obnoxious.
I just couldn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
You know?
Was it a good effect? Was it like, did it make you laugh the first time it happened?
Yeah.
Were you like, what the
I did.
fuck
I
just-
laughed. I was like,
'Cause in your head, were you like, what the fuck just happened?
I was like, it does get really avant-garde in one part, which I did like. It gets really out like surreal, which I liked. But it's just like the awkwardness. It was almost boring.
How
because
was Sydney Sweeney's performance?
Oh, she was good. She was good. Like she did a really good job. All the actors were really good. It was just like basically like the first half of the entire movie, maybe even more, is just literally like, can we get you some water? You sure you don't want some water?
Yeah, I'm good.
Now, if you want some water, you'd let me know, right?
Yeah.
Does your dog, can you leash your dog up? It's literally that for
Okay.
like the first half of the movie.
Because they're doing it verbatim.
Yeah, and they're trying to build this tension. And it does build tension, but it's just like, it was making me squirm a little bit out of
Maybe
like,
that's the point.
yeah,
It's trying to make you squirm.
it was unpleasant, which was the point. But
Yes.
I think it was just kind of, it was a little goofy.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll watch. Maybe if I'm bored one day.
Well, it's based on that true story, but it's crazy that That girl has the craziest name I've ever heard in my life.
Sydney Sweeney?
No, Reality Winner.
Oh,
The
that's her
real
actual
girl.
name.
Yeah, it's Reality Winner. The one that leaked the classified documents, went to
And-
prison.
How long is she? How long is she gone?
She's out of prison now.
Oh, good.
Or she's on probation. But that shit's nuts. Reality fucking Winner.
Does she look similar to Sydney Sweeney?
She ain't as cute.
Oh, hell nah.
For real. Hopefully Reality Winner is not a meghead and watching this.
Yeah.
That might have just been it. Reality Winner might be watching this podcast.
How long was Reality Winner put up?
5 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
How old was Reality Winner? 20s?
20 something.
A good portion of a fun part
I
of your
know.
life, I guess, you know?
I know. Pretty impressive. She taught herself 3 different Farsi and like 2 other Arabic languages. That's why she worked for the NSA. Pretty impressive. Reality Winner, if you're watching this or listening to this,
You did a good job.
yep. And I think you're really cute.
Are you just saying that because Sydney Sweeney played Reality Winner?
No, it's because earlier I said that she wasn't as cute as Sydney
Oh.
Sweeney, and
Oh.
now I feel bad. I don't want.
Well, Sydney Sweeney's got drama of her own. I think she stole someone's man
She
on the
did?
set of a new movie she was filming. So, yeah, the rumor mill's been running.
Sydney Sweeney stole someone's man.
Man stealer?
Who?
Potentially. I don't know the guy's name. It was some romantic comedy they were filming, and there was some drama about. I honestly.
You don't care?
Yeah.
Come on, man. You should care. This is the stuff you should care about.
I know. Slut.
Talking to you, Reality. I can't listen to this podcast anymore. You think anyone in prison listens to our podcast?
I hope so.
Because like there are
They can learn important life lessons.
There are
maybe
peop-
of how not to end up in prison by starting a successful Let's Play channel.
Exactly. You know, that's something they should have thought about before they landed themselves in the can.
Exactly.
You know what's funny is, people in prison do have cell phones. They do have computer access. Not all of them, but some do. So I'm sure it's not unreasonable that there's some guy in prison that is bored out of his mind, and he goes on like Spotify podcasts or Apple Podcasts, and he scrolls
I told
down.
my friend in prison to watch you guys, so he did. So technically now you guys do have have been watched in prison. I just imagine someone's gonna.
Mr. Johnson, you have a visitor. I do? It's the first time in years someone's visited me.
It's a super mega.
And it's just hey, remember me from high school? We didn't really know each other, but I heard you went to prison like 10 years ago. And I just, because I knew you were in prison, I just wanted to pass on a message. You should listen to this podcast. And the guy's just like,
oh,
what?
okay.
Goes back to his cell. He's like, fuck that. What the fuck?
But then he gets on his cell phone, starts watching some SuperMega.
His cell phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh! Oh, good God! Oh! This is good!
And all of a sudden, everyone's like waking up, like, what is he?
What is going on?
They all start like trying to like put cups to the wall and like get on the bars and like really listen from around the jail cell. And
Just hear the Ryan McGee giggle echoing through.
it's like, Matt, what the fuck? And all of a sudden, a little, and all of a sudden the whole jail just,
Everyone, the laughter spreads throughout all the cells, and
They're
the
reaching-
guards come in. What the fuck is going on?
See, I was thinking that the guard was like outside of the cell laughing too, and they're grabbing the guard and they're like, ha, 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 ha. Like they're all just having a good time.
And
One of
then
the guards come in and says, what's going on in here? Oh, you gotta listen to this. Why are you?
Was that a fart sound effect?
boing,
Did they talk about having to take a slimy poop?
you know what? You're all free to go. And they just open up the
Yes!
fucking thing. Everyone erupts into applause.
Super mega, super mega. Just all down the streets, just crowds of inmates.
And they rejoin society as productive members and never offend.
Yeah, exactly.
That
I think that's a perfect ending to their story.
That's what potentially could happen if you show. So guys, if you look up people you went to high school with, see if any of them ended up in prison, go visit them, tell them about our podcast,
Please.
please. Or maybe try to visit someone famous in prison, like a serial killer or something, and tell them about our podcast. Come on, it'd be cool.
No,
right?
No.
Like imagine if
They
like
wouldn't be, though.
if Charles Manson was still alive, someone got to visit him and
But
told him
he's
about.
not. He's dead.
Okay, what about Ted
And he
Kaczynski,
sucks. Ted Kaczynski? He also sucks.
the Unabomber?
Yeah, I know.
He died.
Yes.
Rest in peace. Polish fuck. That
Our next
Polak.
guest on the podcast, Brian Koberger.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we had to cancel that one.
Yeah.
You know, he had a cool Let's Play channel. And then he became famous for another reason, unfortunately. I'm sure there's a serial killer that does Let's Plays.
Maybe. I mean, there was that. Well, it wasn't a
you.
Let's Player, but it was. Fuck.
Bless you.
Danny Phantom guy.
Oh, yeah.
The YouTuber.
Randy Stair.
Yeah.
Fuck
Randy
that
Stair.
guy. That's a terrifying story.
Yeah.
There's
Went to his place of work, a grocery store, and shot it up.
Mm-hmm.
Killed people.
And he documented his whole process leading up to that. And that guy's fucking terrifying. And what I really hate is every time someone has been at my house and I've been like scrolling down YouTube and the documentary about him, the recommended, it pops up without fail. People go, "Oh, that's you," because he like. I remember one time I put it on when some friends were over and we were gonna like just watch it because it's a good documentary. And I was like, I swear to God, if someone says it, just in my own head.
Yeah.
And then within like 30 seconds, someone was like, I don't want to say it. And I was like, damn it. Yeah. But yeah, that guy is fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Very terrifying stuff. Jim has a very similar arc going on right now. So
Yeah, but
with his own Danny Phantom OCs that he's in
which
love
I
with.
think I think they look pretty cool.
They're sexy.
Luke, throw up one of them. This is Jim's favorite OC that he's created.
This is I don't even know her name, but she's cute. Good job, Jim.
I think it's Danny with an I and then Fantris
Yeah,
is her name.
I think so. Something like that.
Danny Fantris. He's not too creative when it comes to the naming, but like the design overall of the character, that's where I think most of the creativity went.
Well, he's not too creative as a person to begin with, so it's
Yeah.
at least in this, throw some pussy in the mix, and all of a sudden he's creative.
I mean, he has good ideas. He's just too much of a pussy to follow through.
yeah,
Like with the survival stream. How
Exactly.
He chickened out and cheated.
exactly.
He cheated everyone who donated out of their money.
I feel cheated that I ever donated in the first place.
Same here, and I'll never make that mistake again.
Never.
because I
Never.
know that he'll just cheat.
You know, I probably would have donated $1,000 to every stream he ever did in the future.
Yeah, but
just because we're friends.
Not
But
anymore.
Nope, it's not going to happen.
and we're not saying that everyone should unsubscribe from Jim's Twitch. We're not.
No, we're not saying that. He's gonna wake up whenever this comes out. What the fuck? You got your little joke cost me $600.
And said, well, a more productive method of someone who isn't a cheater, who is an upstanding citizen even, who needs to start streaming soon, but you can go preemptively, follow them.
Yeah,
Is Luke?
exactly.
Yeah.
Luke doesn't cheat.
No.
Luke would never cheat his loyal viewers.
And also here's Justin. Here's Justin's account as well. He's more active. He's actually active currently on the week-to-week basis.
He
of
has been pretty
streaming.
active streaming. Yeah.
So not as much as me. I still do daily. So I don't know. Viewership goes down whenever they stream. Granted, it's only a couple of people, but that one person does.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. Justin streams are great, so they kind of want to tune in.
Yeah.
But, it's what it is.
But I just don't want to. I just don't want to support a lying bastard like Jim.
No.
It hurt my feelings the way he lied and stole our money.
You want to give context for those that might not be privy to what Jimothy
we talked
did?
about it, but just in case you didn't catch that episode of this. Well, Jim, we're going to state it again. The story is he was doing a survival stream where the premise was each subscription would add about 5 minutes, right, to the stream.
Yeah.
And he had a hard out. He gave himself a hard out of Wednesday.
Wednesday at noon.
Wednesday at noon. So he was already people already understood, even if the timer goes up to that time, he's done.
That's right.
But Jim on Tuesday was in a bit of a I'm over this mood. And Tuesday was about 5 days into the 5 or so days into the stream. We had been supporting him this whole time. In fact, Matt and I were honestly some of the main reasons it had been going on
For that long. Yeah.
was our support of our friend Jim.
I wanted to see him succeed.
Yeah, exactly. And I wanted to see him break records. But he just ended up breaking our hearts, unfortunately.
Instead of breaking those records.
Yeah.
What'd he do?
Well, on Tuesday, he was feeling a bit tired of it. And he changed it from...
He changed the rules.
He changed the rules all of a sudden, where each subscription would only add a minute.
Instead of 5 minutes.
Instead of 5 minutes. Which changes things, because, think of how much it costs to donate 5 subs. And
Yeah.
one sub is a good bit to fork over even.
It is.
So only adding a minute, it's so all of a sudden these people's money is worth less even though it's the same amount. Like these people, you just decreased the worth by to a fifth. Seemed unfair for the people supporting it at that point in the stream.
It's unjust.
And for the ones who were previously supporting.
It's unjust.
Not only that, but he set if the timer gets down to an hour I'm not adding to the counter. When he said if it gets down to 20 or 30 minutes, but then in an hour, that's when he did it, when he cut it off. So he forced the stop. He forced to stop when he had a hard out, just another 24 hours, one more day.
Really pisses me off.
Yeah. And I'm never going to let him live it down.
I mean, this technically is grounds for a class action lawsuit.
It was disappointing.
I could see the commercial now on daytime TV. If you gave money to Gym Time survival stream, you may be eligible for financial compensation. A class action lawsuit against Jim for this. I could see it.
Yeah.
And I think maybe we could start it. I'm sure we can get enough people on board.
I mean,
you know what's funny? Do you think we could get, technically we could get enough people for a class action lawsuit?
We could try, but I don't know. I don't think it would go anywhere. I don't think anything would happen of it because it would still have to be accepted by a system of some sort.
I think that there's very valid grounds for a lawsuit there.
He made a verbal promise to us,
and we gave him money under that pretense, which he then broke,
and then made our money less valuable. Whenever
exactly.
we did support. So now I want to say, every time we donate, we're supporting Jim.
We're supporting our friend.
And also there was also a bit of a controversy. He made up by having a better one, but he bought one pizza for 8 people.
Yeah, let's not forget that one. Let's not forget the great.
And this
pizza
was during
party
the stream when he had. This was after a big rush of subscriptions and stuff.
So he had the money for 2 pizzas.
He also asks Luke constantly to bring everything, like ingredients and stuff, for streams. He tells Luke, "Can you dress up in a funny Pikachu onesie because I'm playing Pokemon Go and I thought it would be a good bit if I'm running around trying to catch you." He just makes Luke do a lot.
Yeah, I don't think that's even
without
funny. That's
paying
cringe.
Luke or without saying he'll compensate him at all.
So, Luke being our podcast editor.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, Jim is a rat bastard.
Yeah.
It's kind of just the bottom line.
That's the consensus right now. He could change our perception of him, but it's going to take a lot of dedication, work, and hard time and commitment.
God damn it, Jim.
Hard work and commitment, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also hard time if it calls for it.
Well, if the class action lawsuit goes right, he might be facing some hard times.
Exactly.
He might be the one in prison listening to SuperMegaCast. That might be him. So, anyway, guys, if you're listening to this from prison, congratulations.
Thank you for watching and supporting the podcast. If you aren't watching this from prison, thank you as well. Whether you're in prison or not, you can subscribe to our Patreon where you will get an extended little after segment of this podcast, as well as another newer show that we had started not too long ago called Uncle Sleepover.
Very
where we
fun show.
Commentate over movies. Uncle Matt chooses one. Uncle Ryan will choose a movie, and we'll take turns, watch it, commentate over it, and we'll upload that commentary track for you guys to watch along with the movie yourself.
Very fun.
So thank you, everyone, for supporting the podcast. We have been doing 300-something episodes, and And I gotta say, I dingly dang darn love this boy Matt.
Oh, shucks. Ryan?
High five.
High five. I love you, Ryan.
And I'll see you in the after hours.
I'll see you in the after hours. All right. Bye. Everyone. End it, Luke.
Please. Luke,
End it.
Thanks.
Man, it's always a slam dunk when I see Ryan and Matt. Love you guys.